Okay, today's video is going to talk to you a little bit about how to have a successful Taco Tuesday. First thing you'd want to do is make sure that you have the appropriate recipe, that you have gone and purchased the appropriate taco shells off of the grocery aisle, and that you have a good supply because you're going to sell a whole bunch. And then you'd want to set up a station with everything that you're possibly going to need to make your fish tacos today. So you see you have your spicy coleslaw. We already have our kitchen-made tartar sauce already cupped up, ready to go. We have our limes sliced, ready to go. We have our fish batter all made. And I really like to use this container because it gives it some depth, and when you're battering your fish, you can go up and down and the whole thing will get coated. Salsa, or pico de gallo, not fresh red, but pico, and of course our jalapeno crema. It's very important that when you are making these items and preparing them for your fish taco day, that you make sure that all recipes have been followed, that the tartar sauce is consistent with the recipe, your spicy coleslaw has been followed to a T, and of course that your crema has been made correctly. All right, so we're going to show you how to make the liquid batter that you're going to second dip your prepared fish pieces into when making a fish and chips or a fish taco. And the recipe calls for 2 parts water to 1 part Pride of the West batter. So I'm using the 12-ounce container, but you can use any container as long as it's 2 to 1. So I'm going to put 2 parts water, and you always put the water in the bowl first, and then 1 part of your Pride of the West, and you add that and whisk it together. Make sure you get all the lumps out. And did I mention that it should be cold water? Never use hot water, because then you'd be starting to cook the batter before you are actually using it. And it should end up to be a consistency of more of a crepe than a pancake batter, because you're just going to use it as a light coating over the panko breading that you've already put on the fish. Okay, so you see that you have all the items ready to go in this container. And if you have a chill blaster that's close to your fryer station, you would put that in the chill blaster. If you don't, you would have to put ice in this pan and keep everything on ice. And you could keep it next to your fryers on your tabletop there throughout the lunch rush, and then put it into your cooler after, and then get it out each time that you needed it during the slower times of the day, and then pull it out again on ice for your dinner rush. Now, you may have seen that we have cup tartar here and readily available. Of course, we don't use tartar sauce on our fish tacos, but you have all the ingredients ready to go for fish and chips also. So if you have a guest that comes up to the counter during lunch and requests a fish and chips, even though it's not Fish and Chip Friday, you can very easily say yes, that could be done in 8 to 10 minutes, because you have everything ready to go for fish and chips also. Okay, so now we have our fish station set up so that we're prepared for orders as they come in. So you have your cut fish, you have your tortillas, you have all your condiments that you need, and of course you got your boat and your counterfolds. You also have your recipe so that you know what goes on each item. So, to make a fish taco, it's 2 tacos to an order, so you need 1 piece of fish, because you're going to cut that in half. And so you batter dip the piece of fish and you hold it off into this. You don't want to let it go right away because it will sink and go directly to the bottom and stick to your fryer basket. So you hold on to it for a while until it partially cooks, and then it'll float. Okay. Okay, so after you've done that, you'd want to push your timer, and I would start it at about 7 minutes, and then we will check to see where we're at temp-wise. Okay, so while that's cooking, you're going to need to get your tortillas going, and you're going to put them in the pan and turn on your heat just on low, because you're just going to heat them and then brown them slightly. You want to make sure that you don't burn them or scorch them so that they have that burnt flavor on them. Okay, then you're going to lay out your counterfolds on your work area, one for each one. Take off your tortillas and lay them flat. There you go. Okay, so then you're going to place 1 tablespoon of crema right in the center of your tortilla, and same thing on the second one. Your piece of fish is done, but we got to make sure that it's done because we're going to temp it. And like I said, every fryer is a little bit different, and so you need to make sure that your thermometer reads 165 or above for a piece of fish to be done. And we're at 178 and going up, so we know that it is plenty hot and plenty cooked. Okay. Okay, then you're going to bring your 1 piece of fish over, and you're going to cut it in half, and you're going to put a half a piece on each one of the tacos, like so. And then you're going to follow the recipe down as it tells you, as items are listed. That is how you will add them to the tacos. And so the next thing calls for a 1/4 cup of spicy coleslaw, and another 1/4 cup of spicy coleslaw, and then your pico de gallo is also a 1/4 cup. Let's see. Okay. And then you take your boat and you are going, okay, so then you take your boat and you set one in like this, hold it up. Same thing for the second one. Set it right next to each other so it looks like that. And then you're going to take your lime, and I like to just set it in here so that the customer can squeeze that on themselves. Okay, then you're going to take your squeeze of lime and you're going to squeeze it on the tacos. For added efficiency, I would pre-label several of the boats so that you're already with the tags and you don't have to worry about pricing anything. Then you would be all ready to give this to somebody who was going to eat it here. Now, if somebody was requesting it to go, our suggestion would be that everybody take this boat and slide it in to your meat case bag. Zip it up and hand it to the guest, just like that, ready to go. Okay, so now you've learned the procedure that we'd like you to follow as far as setting up for a Taco Tuesday. We've trained you on how to make fish tacos, and now we want to add the third and most important component to Fish Taco Tuesday. And that would be to let your customers know that it's happening. So, good afternoon, Hagen guests. Today in our service deli, we are featuring our fish tacos for $4.99. They come with our spicy coleslaw and our fresh kitchen-made crema. They're absolutely delicious. So today is the day to get your fish tacos. Another thing I want to remind you is that we do have these fish order guides, we call them, and they have all of the specials and all the different fish and chip orders and fish taco orders on them. And you can use these when on Taco Tuesday because they are double-sided, and you would give one to the customer to take to the check stand so that they could be paying for their item while they're waiting while you're cooking it. And these can be ordered through CopySource, and the item number is found down here in the corner, and it's Deli 1001, and that is the number you would order from CopySource to get this form.